The amendment to the SN Act was initiated by President Andrzej Duda. After being passed by the Sejm, the Senate introduced 29 amendments. The Parliamentary Committee recommended that most of them be rejected, and the deputies voted so. We vote who is in favor of rejecting amendments the 21st, 22nd, 28th. 452 deputies have voted. 227 voted for. 218 voted against. 7 abstained. The Sejm rejected the Senate's amendments. The Senate's amendments that did not receive the support of the deputies assumed, among others, introduction of at least 7 years of adjudication in the Supreme Court for 33 randomly selected candidates, from among whom judges to the Chamber of Professional Responsibility will be chosen by the President, and the judges of the disciplinary chamber would stop adjudicating in the Supreme Court on the day the amendment enters into force, without the possibility of retiring. PiS votes in favor of these amendments in the Senate and rejects them in the Sejm? This is crazy. I mean, either PiS will say it straightforwardly, we are afraid of Ziobro, this anti-union politician, and we do not care about good relations with the EU, or let them say straightforwardly, we do not want money, we do not care about the rampant price tag. Solidarity Poland explains that the adoption of the Senate's amendments would paralyze the justice system in Poland, bypassing the Polish constitution, moving part of the justice system to Europe. Verification of the status of a judge would mean that any suspect, anyone who would commit a crime, would be tried in a 24-hour mode. For example, they could request that the status of a judge be verified. The Sejm also rejected the amendments which assumed that all judgments made in the disciplinary chamber should be declared invalid and deprived of legal effects. From the wrong side, the United Right has embarked on the reform. According to KACPER PLAŻYSKI, the presidential draft is enough to release funds because its content was agreed with the European Commission. The proposal that we recently adopted in the Sejm is completely enough, and there is no reason to go any further. In fact, the opposition in Poland wants nothing to change, and that is what these amendments are for. The vote on the bill was preceded by a stormy debate. Prime Minister MATEUSZ Morawiecki called on the opposition to unity on the reform of the Supreme Court. I consider it very important to vote for it. I know that the Civic Platform would like there to be one such milestone, that it would give you a guarantee of return to power. But that wouldn't be a good milestone. It would be a millstone, the kind that Poland would have around the neck, and God forbid that something like this would ever happen to us. Never. The actions of the opposition regarding the reform of the Supreme Court are aimed at gaining power, and that is why it voted against the reform, believes Professor GRZEGORZ GÓRSKI. After all, it has already been said, you have to pause the money today, then unlock it and say that some miracle happened, because the money was received. The main assumption of the amendment is the liquidation of the disciplinary chamber and the establishment of the professional responsibility chamber in its place. Such a change is expected by the European Commission, and among other things, the payment of money from the Reconstruction Fund to Poland is dependent on it. Now the bill will be handed over to be signed by the President.